Hello out there to all my YouTube viewers and my subscribers. The last couple weeks I've had a couple people ask me about one specific piece I made for my internal vault set, which is the spiral staircase. And a couple people wanted to know a little bit more about how it's actually put together and wanted to see a little bit more close-up shots of it. So I went ahead and dug it out of my box. And let's go ahead and bring that over here so you can see exactly how that's put together. Now, for anyone who's seen the Hirst Arts 4-inch or 3-inch tower, it has a piece which, let me see if I can get this to focus a little bit. Here we go. Now this one piece here, these two steps, this step and the second step, that is actually one piece, and it has a little center spiral here. And so basically, I cast that about 20 times, and I actually decided to underfill the cast just a little bit, so I gave it a little bit more. I wanted the bottom not to be completely even, because I actually wound up putting a slight tilt to my pieces, because I wanted the stairs to have just a little bit of spin to them, more than just a normal spiral, which, as you can see. And actually, I wound up sanding down in between these joints here. I used a little bit of plaster. And obviously the painting and the dry brushing there. Which this piece I can say was, honestly, this was a pain in the butt to put together for a spiral staircase. I have seen a couple other ways where you can make one where it may be just a little bit simpler. But this was generally what I would call the look I was going for. And I wound up basing it on 4 of my, what they call the fieldstone like flooring, or the cobblestones. And for a couple different reasons. If I already have a room, I can actually add that directly into the room. Or if I want to just put that, obviously something similar to that, just to make, where it just sits up against there. And then some of my pieces I have based on like cardboard on the bottom. Oops, get my hand out of the way there. Where this is actually made from cereal box. The cardboard like cereal boxes and cracker boxes and stuff are made out of. You can see how thin that is compared to the, see there's a slight lip there. And then some of my pieces are based on foam board. You can see the thickness difference there. And then I cut a little bit of an angle on the ends there. That way they slide up together just a little bit flusher. But as I was saying, I did do a little bit of modifications to the steps on these particular pieces. And then I also made sure I sanded down quite a few of these pieces. I wanted them to be able to actually show someone walking down the steps, which obviously going down the steps themselves, you could put a piece kind of like that, which looks a little silly to me. I mean, like I said, depending on the weight of the piece, they would sit. Of course, they look like they're drunkards getting ready to fall down. But my big thing was so I could show someone at the top of the stairs, show someone at the bottom of the stairs, or perhaps show something, someone just came down the stairs and there's someone kind of hiding down there behind the stairs themselves. Which that was my major goal in making that particular piece, and it fitted the niche quite well. And like I said, that was that particular piece. And like I said, the dry brushing on that piece is going to be a lot different than if you're doing using like Hirst Arts blocks and making maybe perhaps like regular dungeon floors and dungeon walls. There's a lot more detail because of that three-dimensional aspect. And then you even have the bottom of these pieces where, in my case, I just painted them black. But even on the sides where you normally may not be able to see, I mean, there's a lot more depth to that piece than what I would say would normally go into a like a floor or a ceiling piece. So just give anyone a heads up who does decide to make a piece like that. It is a little bit more work involved, but as you can tell, especially if you have that like in a room for like either a tavern, like a castle or anything like that, I think it really makes the room pop out. But as always, if you have any questions or any suggestions, shoot me an email, or on my YouTube here you can always leave suggestions, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.